Here, RFC Radio. We are live at CPAC. It's been an exciting week. I got to say, we've got people from all walks of life visiting the RFC booth here in Bloggers Row. Today, right now, I've got with me Leigh-Ann Bellew. She is the National Communications Director for Mom For America, Inc., Millions of Moms. You can find her at momforamerica.net. Leigh-Ann, welcome to RFC Radio.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's so exciting. Tom, our technical director, the man running the station software right now, met you last night, I believe, at the XPAC event, and he told me some great things about your organization. Once I saw your business card, I said, I've got to have Leigh-Ann on the show. I married a wonderful woman in Texas, where you're from.
Yes, originally from Texas.
She was right. a 10-year public school teacher, and then a few years ago, she decided to devote her attention to homeschooling. You are a homeschool mom as well. How many years have you been homeschooling?
I've been homeschooling 5 years now.
Outstanding. So tell me about the organization. What is the mission for Millions of Moms?
Well, we like to call ourselves a sisterhood of patriots focused on reforming education in America and educating citizens on our founding principles found in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States.
Fantastic. And what made you decide to homeschool?
I had my children in the public school and was quite disappointed with the indoctrination that goes on there. They were being taught morals that I probably should have been teaching them at home or preferred them not to know.
Outstanding. We're the same exact way. What I'm seeing personally, I've got a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. I think you've got a 13 and a 10. Is that right?
Yep, 13 and 10.
Yeah, I'm seeing the liberal indoctrination in our schools. They're forgetting about teaching the Constitution. They're wanting to rewrite history. They're taking hundreds of years of history away from our children. I read the book, The 5,000-Year Leap. Glenn Beck had pushed that.
I read that too, and I made my 13-year-old read it as well.
There's a book referred to in there called the Catechism of the Constitution. We've got that for the kids as well. We are taking control of our own curriculum. What are your concerns? What are the things that your group is doing to help get or regain control of the public education system?
Well, one is to inform parents of what's really going on in public education. Recently, I just watched the movie The Cartel, which is a great documentary about education in New Jersey, and it's focused in New Jersey because that's the state that spends the most in education in the United States. So we've been informing parents about the waste and fraud that goes on. We also informed them of the appointment of Kevin Jennings as the Safe Schools Czar. You went to our site, and we're going to be updating our site in putting up a news site. It'll have the same address where we'll actually have curriculum for parents to use about history. Whether their kids are in public school, private school, or they're homeschooling, will be a curriculum resource for them that I've developed over the years of teaching.
Outstanding. Now, one of the things that my wife wanted me to ask, she's concerned about potential legislation under this administration that will allow government and federal agents to dictate behavior, to enter the homes, to check not only if the kids are being fed properly and being treated properly, but also to validate curriculum. Have you addressed that or heard of that issue, and what do you remember saying?
I have heard of that issue, and that's one of the reasons that I'm a big proponent of getting rid of the Department of Education on the federal level. I believe it's unconstitutional. It wastes dollars that are sent to the United States to go back to schools. So that's a state issue. And then I'm for non-compulsory education, which means that the parents aren't forced to put their children in school. They choose to put their children in school. And I'm really big about schools of choice, whether it be a private school, a home school, or a charter school. But a public school is a school of zip code, not a school of choice.
Understood. So how many members do you have in the group now?
We have thousands of members across the country.
Thousands of members. That's outstanding. And I noticed at the site that you've got various state chapters and organizations. Are there any particular groups or subunits that you'd like to point out, maybe let folks know about, and then let us know how to get in touch with you?
Sure. You can visit our website, and you gave that before. It's www.mom4, that's F-O-R spelled out, America.net. We have lots of resources in there. We talk about politics. We talk about the healthcare bill and how that affects your family. If you've read the healthcare bill that was proposed, there's actually provisions to have nurses come in to your house after you birth your children to decide when you're ready to birth another child. So we also have curriculum. There's movies on there. The cartel's on there, parts of it, which is really great information about whistleblowers, teachers, good teachers that get fired for whistleblowing on their administrations. There's a lot of great information on there. If you want to reach me, you can just ask to be my friend, and that's Leigh-Ann Bellew, or it's actually L.A. Bellew on the site, and send me an email, and we'll be friends. And we also are on August 28th, which is the Glenn Beck event, as a lot of people know. After that event in the evening, we're having an event with Michelle Malkin, and that's what we'll be talking about, education and the corruption of education and the corruption of government. So there'll be a lot of information on our site about that if people want to come and join us, and we'll be speaking there too.
Now, did I see a giveaway for dinner with Michelle, or take us to the event or something like that?
There's a raffle on there. Yep, you can buy a chance. I think $5 for VIP to sit at Michelle's table.
Wow.
And then the tickets are on sale too. We have ticket prices at all different levels, whether VIP or just come for reception and a book signing. So it'll be a lot of fun. And a bunch of us will gather and go to the Glenn Beck event together, with our Mom For America shirts and signs and all of that stuff. And we're really proud of that because we are taking a lead in educating. One of the things I did mention that I did want to talk about was that not only do we worry about our children's education, but about the parents' education. So we use the fundraiser like the Michelle Malkin event and the donations that we get to pay for our members, me in particular, I go a lot, to travel and give free seminars to parents about the Constitution and the founding documents. Last week I gave a seminar on the Supreme Court decision and the return to first principles. So we will be talking about Article 1, so we love to do that. And so it's a family-friendly event. You can bring your kids of any age. The material is easy to understand but not to talk down to. We really feel it's important that the parents learn with their students, because
Absolutely.
What we found is that a lot of parents are lost because they didn't learn the founding principles in school. I mean, we've had this going on for 20, 30, 40 years now. So
it's exactly the case. One of the things that we're finding as homeschool parents, trying to become active, here at CPAC, there's thousands of people that are becoming active in politics for the first time. This is my first political convention. I've done some tea parties. I was at 9/12 in D.C.
Me too.
I was at the Glenn Beck event on Tax Day in April in San Antonio. Mm-hmm. That's where I live. So that was an easy one for me. People are getting motivated, but when we try to spread the word, we try to tell our homeschool parent friends, our public school parent friends, our coworkers. So many folks are unwilling or afraid to get involved. They're too busy. The soccer moms, the Cub Scouts, the dance, the church events, the soccer, and they just say, I can't get involved. I'm scared to get involved because of this administration, or I just don't have the time to get involved, and if I don't understand the topics well, I feel I can't represent. How do we recruit and get more folks that are busy to become involved in the refining of our education system?
Well, I think with parents, it's particularly moms, and that's what our organization really targets, moms. We have grandmas and dads too, but you have to remember that this is your children's education that you're trying to reform, and it has gotten worse in the last 20 years. I mean, the statistics are staggering. 35% of high schoolers in the United States that graduate with a diploma are proficient in 8th grade math.
It's horrible.
It is sad. Less than 50% can read, are literate on the 8th grade level when they graduate from high school.
Oh my gosh.
So this is your children's future. There was a story that that I heard that there was a man who had a job opening for 31 security guards. So they put, and it could be high schoolers. So he put the word out in high school, in lower income high school areas, Newark, and particularly in New Jersey. And he said, but with a high school diploma, they have to have a high school diploma. They have to take a test to pass 8th grade math and reading. He had to go through 3,100 applicants to get 30 with high school diplomas who could read at the 8th grade level. So you have to get involved because no one's going to care about your children's future and your children's education as much as you. The next thing is educate yourself, because I think when they educate themselves, they get excited. You mentioned the book, 5,000 Year Leap. That's a great place to start. It's a really easy read. It explains it very easily. It explains our founding principles. It explains why our founders set the government up the way they did. And then just have parties, have Constitution reading.